Hey YouTube, today I am going to do assignment 1 for the virtual homeschool co-op. This was put together by Trish over at Just So Trish. I'm going to put a link to her YouTube channel below because it is fabulous and I love her. I love her videos. And then I will, there's no we on this channel, just I. So anyway, I will also put a link to the virtual homeschool co-op below, and it is www.virtualhomeschoolcoop.com, and I will hopefully also be putting a link to the link up so you can watch everybody else's videos about this assignment number 1 for this year. And the topic is structure and how structured are you with your homeschool on a scale of 0 being no structure at all to very structured at a 10. And the categories are daily routine, curriculum, record keeping, and your homeschool space. So I'm going to run down through this list of things and talk about how structured I am with all of these things. And as I'm doing this, I'm going to be giving my toddler over here a snack. I don't think he's in the shot, but he's there. So as far as our daily routine goes, I started off this year being very, very, very structured. And I have never before in my life been structured with anything. But I felt like it was the only way that I would get everything in. We're attempting to use Ambleside online, and my daughter is doing year 1. And I really love it. I really love the literature, and I really love just all the extra stuff. I love the Charlotte Mason approach. I think it's fabulous. But we are not much of a structured family. So anyways, I'll get back to that in a bit. And as far as our daily routine goes, we started off this year structured, very, very structured. And now I've moved into a place where I've realized that I do not need to be quite so structured. So what we are doing now is we're doing the stuff, like all of the same stuff, the readings, the copy work, phonics, and math, and French, and all these things, but I'm switching it up, and I'm not starting until my daughter is ready to kind of sit down and start, because we're at a place in life where I don't have to be structured with, we have to start school at 9 a.m. or something like that. So it's going to be just kind of however we can get it in, whenever we can get it in. And that's how we're going to be homeschooling from here on out, for the rest of this year at least. Or until I decide, hey, that isn't working anymore, we'll go back to being more structured. So daily routine at this point in the game is at a 0 for structure. I got nothing. I really don't. Now, whenever we do, like, I don't have a certain start time or end time per se at this point, but whenever we start doing school, I do have a certain order I want to do things in. And an order that we do our things in, we start off with Bible, then we go to math, and then phonics and copy work, and then we go into French, which we just use YouTube videos. And then while we're on the couch, we do our reading for literature and oh my goodness, history and geography. I'm sorry, I'm finding it very hard to focus while I'm feeding him. So on to the next thing, curriculum. I would put us at I was going to say 10, but we have already switched up like our phonics, copy work, and math, because we were using Life of Fred. Life of Fred quit working for us because my daughter just thought it was a bit too silly. Meanwhile, my 4-year-old cannot wait until he's old enough to start because he loves the silliness of the stories. So, anywho, as far as structure goes, I would put us at a 7. We're fairly structured with the curriculum. In that, I do have it all planned out. Like I said previously, I'm using Ambleside Online, so we're using their reading list. We're going by their weeks. we're reading certain books and doing certain things with those books. With math, I have a few workbooks that I'm using. I'm pretty relaxed with math, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. At this point, I think it's just fine because my kid's 5, almost 6, and she kind of has her stuff together, so we're good. She's doing adding and subtracting, so we're just using workbooks for that. Telling time and money, we use real life clocks and money, and then we also have some workbooks for things like that. Shapes, all that fun stuff. I get into sidewalk chalk a lot, and we just do random activities with like I'll draw out the different shapes, and they being my 4-year-old and my almost 6-year-old will do shape jumping, we call it, or shape running. So I'll draw a picture of a circle on one of our sidewalk slabs, and then a picture of a parallelogram, a picture of a triangle, heptagon, all the way up to like dodecagon, which is 12 sides. So we just do all of those things, and whenever they get to that spot, then they jump however many times the shape has of sides. Does that make sense? I hope that it does. Yeah. So anyways, with that, we're pretty laid back. And then with copy work, we have been doing, I just handwrite out on that thick lined paper. Let me see if it's in here. I don't think that it is. But yes, it is. Okay, so the paper like this, with the thicker lines, I just write out on one line what I want her to write, and then she copies it below. And we're doing printing, as well as we're starting to work on cursive, because she loves beautiful handwriting that cursive is. So that's kind of like her reward for doing her copy work. She doesn't like copy work. So her reward after she's finished with her 5 minutes of printing copy work, then we get to do a line or two of learning a new letter or learning how to hook up letters that we've already learned. So with curriculum, I'm at about a 7 as far as structure goes. Record keeping. Now, I think I'm pretty hardcore whenever it comes to record keeping. In the state that we live in Pennsylvania, you're not required to do anything until your child is 8. Whenever they turn 8, you have to register with your school district, and you have to give them like a medical exemption form, sign an affidavit. You need to, what else do you do? Give them, like tell them what your goals are for the year. And then at the end of the year, you have to meet with an evaluator and show them your portfolio, and then they have to like sign off on a letter that you send into the superintendent of your school district. And to me, I feel like it's all a bit much, but whatever. I don't have to worry about that for a few more years, so I'm not going to worry about it. But just being the type of person that I am, for record keeping, here's what we're doing. So our year-to-year record keeping, I have this big file box that I got from the Dollar Tree. So it was only $1, which I loved. So in here, I have a file folder for each school year that we've done. So we've only done preschool and kindergarten. So for kindergarten, I have one hanging file folder. And in this, I kept all of our lesson plans, I guess you would say, from last year. So I have all of those in here. I kept a little book that Annika made. Oh, there's lots of stuff. And this is about ponies. So she drew the pictures, and I wrote down most of the words for her. And she wrote some of them on her own. Somewhere, where are they? Right here. So this is from last year. And this was her book about her, she loves My Little Pony, so it was about My Little Pony. But I kept different like little things like that just kind of show her growth and how well that she is doing, and her little crafts and activities and different things like that. So that is how I do record keeping year by year. So this is the stuff I plan on saving forever until I and like my mom did to me and like my husband's mom did to him, unloading it all on them whenever they move out. So I plan on keeping it for a long time. As far as record keeping goes for the year, like what I constantly am using, I have this binder, and I use some printables from Tina's Dynamic Homeschool Planner, I believe that it's called, but she has some free printables over there. And that's where I get all of this stuff. I have another video where I link to her webpage, but she has so many good things over there. So, so record keeping. We have, this is like our week by week that we're doing and our goals of what we're doing. And then I keep all of the worksheets or anything like that that my kids do, well, that Annika does, because we haven't really started with my 4-year-old. But I keep all of this stuff shoved in with that week in my binder. Oh, I'll shove that back in later. So record keeping, I would put me at a 10 for me, because I don't know, I'm not very organized, and this is my most organized thing in my life, is my record keeping for their school stuff. So on to homeschool space. So we do not have a large house. We have, our downstairs is kitchen, living room, dining room, and that's it. Upstairs we have 3 bedrooms, 2 huge closets, and a full bath. We have a half bath downstairs too. But anyways, so we homeschool in our living spaces. So the room that I'm in right now is our dining room. I did not clean for you all, but I will go ahead and I will show you how I have our dining room set up, because I guess this is our most used homeschool space. So I literally just put these up. I got these from the Dollar Tree. So we have those. We have our piano, which is very important, right? Everybody should have one. We have our map, which I just put up, and it's so amazing to me. I feel like we've done more geography now since I put this thing up than we have all this year. It's great having a map up. And then that's our Sunday basket over here. Sunday basket. Then we have our globe. And there's our bookshelves. It's a hot mess. So I have Bible stuff over here. This is my daughter's books for Ambleside, the stuff that we're using. Nature study. My son's books. This I have for math. And Heidi, if you're watching this, thank you. I am using the magazine holders that you gave me. So those were freebies. This is mostly our math shelf. And I have a very angry baby on my hands, so I'm gonna go ahead and go get him out before I finish. What's wrong? You want that? Do you want down? You made a big mess, sir. This is what your mama gets. There you go, Babu. You can be free. Okay, so then we'll just go over to here. I have these I just put up. Oh, hi, I'm in the mirror. So I have these that I just put up. These are our picture study. And I just printed these online, or from online, and laminated them. And that's what we have up in here. And again, full disclosure, I did not clean. So I have some little messes happening. Not too bad. Here's our library books. This has become like the spot to keep them. So back to the bookshelf. This has become my toddlers area here. So I try to put in learning-ish sorts of activities. So there's a pile of stuff in here, and I've given up on being organized. But we have this cool thing, and it's really cool whenever people actually use it. This Melissa and Doug clock, I think we still have all the pieces for it. So as far as homeschool space, oh, and down here's our marble run that's full of other things, but it's a wooden marble run that the kids put together. And this has just kind of become like my youngest play area too. So this is where most of our homeschooling. This is where most of our homeschooling takes place, is in the dining room. And it's just easier for me to do things in here because we have the table, we have the dining room table, we have comfy chairs, and it's just, it works out. But I would say for structure of my homeschool space, I would give it, just because of the bookshelves, and I think that's pretty cool that I keep the bookshelves relatively organized, even though they look a hot mess. It takes maybe, sorry guys, I got cut off there, so obviously I'm talking way too much. So our homeschool space, as I was previously saying, I would give it a, and I don't even remember what number I threw out there, but because of the fact that I have it organized on the bookshelf, I would just say maybe a 5, maybe a 7 for me, because I do have my stuff together over there on that bookshelf, and it takes about 10 minutes to clean up. But I'm going to go ahead and cut this off. So again, this was assignment number 1 for the virtual homeschool co-op. And again, I will put all of the links below for the virtual co-op if you want to participate, or just check out all of the other links. So thanks so much for watching, and I hope that you have a great day.